Hi, everybody. Miss Walker here. I wanted to give you some verbal instructions on your next project because I feel like it's a little bit easier to hear it from me than to maybe read all about it or maybe have a sub explain it to you who doesn't explain it that great. So, in this unit, you guys will be learning all about the basic unit of life, which are cells. So, your project is going to be what's called a summative project. So, as you learn something throughout the unit, you will then contribute it to your project. Just like how you did with the guidebook project, you learned about something and then you had a day or two to like put that information into your guidebook. It's going to be the same thing. But for this particular project on cells, because cells are the basic unit of life, what you are going to be doing is you're going to be creating a tree of life that is demonstrating all of the knowledge that you are learning about the basic unit of life and all the different kingdoms of the cells. So this is kind of a mini sketch version of like what your poster could look like. For this project, you will get a much larger poster, piece of butcher paper or like chart paper, but I'll reference this kind of small poster and leave it in the classroom so you have something to reference as you work. So on the first project workday, which should be today, the day you're watching this video, you will receive a launch packet. For this project, you were able to work in a group. I suggest that you find a group of 4 people total. No more than 4, that's the maximum amount. And I would also suggest that you don't work by yourself, because if you work by yourself, this project is going to be a lot of work and very time consuming. So I would suggest you work with at least one other person, up to 4 people total. So the first thing you're going to do as a group, I'm not going to get too much into it in the video just for the sake of time. But what you're going to do is you're going to review the project kind of overview. Then you are going to assign different roles for your group as you work on the project. So someone needs to keep track of supplies, someone needs to keep track of the papers, the rubrics, the poster, someone needs to be kind of more like the creative director that has like the vision and the idea for the poster, someone needs to help keep people on task, all those different kinds of roles. So what you're going to do is you're going to review the different roles. There's 4. So if you're in a smaller group, someone has to double up and have more than one role. You can review like all the responsibilities of each role throughout the project. And then I also even put like the qualities. So like if you prefer to read, then this would be a good role for you, versus if you prefer to draw, this would be a good role for you. So you'll do that with your group. And then once you've decided on your roles, you'll receive a project rubric, which I don't have to hold in this video, but you'll get it in the classroom. It looks very similar to the rubric that you used for the guidebook project, except it has all the information for this unit. And what you're going to do is you're going to assign who's going to do what part of the rubric, and you're going to fill that out on your team launch packet. And you can also put that information, like put initials by who's going to do what piece on the rubric. You're welcome to do that as well. The rubrics are there for you to use and write on. But then you're going to kind of divvy up the work. So that's like step 2. And then the third step is you are going to start kind of making an outline for your poster, as well as what you are going to put on each part of your poster. So the idea behind this poster is, since we are talking about cells and cells are the basic unit of life, there are 6 different kingdoms in the cell universe. So you've already started learning about bacteria and protista, and you're going to get more into different types of cells and all of that stuff. So your tree of life is going to have 6 branches, one that represents each kingdom that you're learning about in this unit. So you can draw whatever kind of tree you want. I made like I feel like this is an oak variety of tree. You can make a Christmas tree. You could make a palm tree, like whatever kind of tree you want, go for it. But the main thing is that your tree needs to have some sort of trunk, as well as 6 branches that represent the 6 different kingdoms. So you'll decide maybe what kind of tree you want, how you want the branches to be represented, and you can start sketching that, because before you get your big piece of poster, again, this is just a mini version that I have for the video, you will get a large piece of butcher paper or chart paper. You need to make a sketch of what you want your tree to look like, where the branches are, and kind of what each branch is going to be. So because each branch is going to represent a different cell kingdom, you need to start labeling on your poster and your outline, okay, this is going to be branch 1, this is going to be branch 2, and so forth. And then what you're also going to be doing is you'll use the rubric to see like, okay, branch 1 is all about bacteria, branch 2 is all about protista. What you're going to do is you're going to also start kind of coming up with ideas of what you want to include on each branch. The rubric tells you like what has to be included, so you can start writing that information down. But then you can also start maybe coming up with ideas, because one other piece of this poster, instead of it being like a boring poster where there's just information drawn or written down, is the poster needs to be interactive, meaning if someone was to read the information on your poster, they need to like manipulate it in some way in order to see the information. So on my poster, I did a couple of different versions. Again, this is very basic, like yours should look 10 times better than this, but you could do something like a foldable, so something that kind of folds out of your poster. You could do like a flip book where people have to kind of flip up to look for information. This is my representation of like something that's hanging off your poster. So you could use like string or something to hang off your poster. You could do like a 3D model, so something that's like coming out of your poster. You can use more than one interactive element like over and over and over again. Like you could do like multiple flip books if you want on your poster, but try to have a variety. Try to have at least 2 to 3 different types of interactive elements on your poster. I would also suggest that every branch has an interactive element, just so that way it makes your poster just more engaging and fun to look at. So when you start doing your outline of your poster and your outline of your branches, you can start writing down ideas. I even gave examples of different interactive things that you can do on your poster in your launch packet. So today what you're going to do is assign your roles and responsibilities, as well as look through the rubric and assign kind of what you want to do for your poster. And then your group should also today have time to start sketching out what you want your poster to look like. On your sketch, please make sure you include like what the tree is going to look like, the different branches, what branch is going to be what. And if you've already come to the decision about like, I'm going to do a flip book for the branch, like just write flip book on the branch. So I know that like that's kind of what your final poster should have. And then as we go throughout the unit, you will have time to add pieces to your poster as you go. If you have any clarifying questions, one of the roles is clarifier. When your group meets today, if there's any clarifying questions you have from this video or from this packet or from the sub information that I leave for your sub, your clarifier needs to message me through Blend, or you can email me. Send me any questions that you have and I will get back to you guys by the next class. So that way, when you get started working on your project, you have any sort of clarifying questions answered. You're also welcome to ask other groups your questions, because they might have missed something, or they might have heard something that your group missed. But again, clarifiers should reach out to me if you have any questions overall. I'm hoping to check in during your class to see if you guys have any questions, either during this class period or sometime in the next week when you begin the project. I'm excited to see what y'all made. I loved all of your guidebooks. I'm working on grading those. But again, if you have questions, have your clarifier reach out to me. I hope you guys get a teacher soon. Love you. Bye.